Christmas is the reason I started binge eating. Because think about it. You go from 0 to 100 real quick. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know how this happened, but my Stanley cup broke. And I thought these were supposed to survive car fires. But I literally just screwed the lid on and the handle broke. But low-key, kind of a sleigh. Like, it kind of looks quite cool. Don't know why I just said sleigh. Ew, I've been around my friend Millie too much. That's besides the point. Yeah. Maybe I got a fake off TikTok and I didn't realise. It looks pretty certified to me. Let's talk about Christmas. And not in the sense that everybody's joyful. I'm probably going to be the Grinch right now. But I'm not the problem. It's the binge eating that's the problem. The binge eating is the Grinch for me. Now, around Christmas, there is a pressure. And not just from people pressuring you. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the social pressure to eat. And when you suffer with binge eating, this can be very triggering. And something I've recognized is the cycle after Christmas. The binge eating cycle after Christmas. It's something that happens the week leading up to Christmas. Let's say you've been good with your eating leading up to Christmas. And then the week before, your mum, your dad, your sister, your relative, whoever it is that's looking after Christmas this year starts to buy the Christmas food. They start to bring in all the food and you're like, I'm overwhelmed because there's so much food here that I really, really love and I enjoy, but I have a problem where I can't just control myself. And this came about yesterday when I cooked my friends a dinner, which I'll get into later. But the cycle happens after Christmas when you've eaten all this stuff, but your excuse is, oh, it's Christmas, it's fine, so I'm gonna eat all this. And you don't really think about it until afterwards. And afterwards, your belly is full and your stomach is stretched out because you've just eaten all this food, which you've accumulated from 0 to 100 because it's Christmas. And you then begin to start a cycle where you eat more and more, or the leftovers, and then you can't just start fresh because you've just eaten a load over Christmas. And then New Year's comes about and all the resolutions and all the fitness goals come out. And you feel so crap about yourself because, you know, you're in this fucking cycle that you can't get out of now because it's Christmas's fault. Like, I know that all of you out there are going to blame yourselves, but blame the social pressure that Christmas brings. Don't blame yourself, because obviously you can blame yourself to a degree for the binge eating because, you know, you got to take responsibility somehow. But this season is not a blessing for us binge eaters. It's kind of like a living hell, and I'm always in a battle with myself over Christmas, you know. And the example will be, so last night I set up a Christmas dinner for all the girls. First time I've ever cooked a Christmas dinner myself. I feel like a middle-aged mum. I feel quite proud. But anyways, I had this internal battle with myself because I ate the most out of everyone, which is very unusual when I cook for myself. I don't really like my own cooking, so I don't eat it all because you've just spent ages cooking it. But I ate the most. And maybe it's because they were being polite and they didn't really like it, but it's fine. Like, I'm not going to pressure anyone to eat loads, so you know what I mean. And anyways, it got to the end and the Yule log came out. Don't get me started on the Yule log, because I swear to God, this is my weakness. I ate half a Yule log to myself yesterday because no one else really wanted it. And that's fine. Like, not everyone likes chocolate as much as I do. But it came apparent that only I had this issue. I was fighting for my life trying to not eat the chocolate bowl in front of me or the chocolate cake beside me. I was fighting for my goddamn life. And I then kind of said to myself, you know what? They might be fighting the urge too. They're probably not, because they're enjoying themselves and I'm just sitting here silent as fuck, and they're probably like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I'm just like, I can't eat that chocolate. I can't eat the chocolate. Eat the chocolate. Ah, fuck, I ate the chocolate. Okay, keep eating the chocolate. But, you know, I laugh it off, but I feel so fucking shit about myself, low-key. But because it makes me feel like I have more of a problem than I do, when I don't think I do, but maybe I do. Am I in denial? Probably. But anyways, the point is, I would rather eat the thing I'm stressing over and feel bad about it afterwards than feel bad about not eating the thing and feel bad that I've just felt bad the whole time. So I'd rather, it's kind of like a lose-lose. If you're stressing out about the thing that you shouldn't eat and you don't eat it, it's like, what do you get out of that? Nothing but stress. But if I stress over it, then eat it, at least I've had the enjoyment of eating it. The people that are stressing out about eating it and they don't eat it, it's a lose-lose. I know for a fact my mum stresses over not eating something and really fights the urge and doesn't eat it. But I'm like, I guess you get the achievement of, I didn't eat it, I feel so like relieved, but you don't actually get the fulfillment you're wanting. Do you know what I mean? So am I here advocating for binge eating? No, not really, but also I just don't want you guys to feel guilty, because I feel like alongside binge eating comes food guilt, and there's nothing worse than guilt. So yeah, I say around Christmas, just eat it, man. There's no point in stressing, because you're going over it twice, thrice, however many times. So I'm very scared for New Year's. I'm very scared for New Year's resolutions, and I will discuss that because I've discussed it before on my old podcast. If you know, you know. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, to put it bluntly, but I have a whole episode I'm going to talk about that. But anyways, there's that pressure of, okay, new year, new me. I've got to, be healthy after I've just been the most unhealthy I've been all year. So you're going from one extreme to the other, and it's so fucking hard. And if you know me, you know I'm a big advocate for the word momentum. I even have it tattooed on my arm. And by this I mean, I'll give it in the context of Christmas. If you're not continuing the momentum of trying to balance out your food, you're going to really struggle when you hit the week before Christmas or Christmas Day or whenever it is to get back up on your feet again afterwards. It's the aftermath of Christmas that gets to me. It's not really Christmas itself, because I'm sitting here like, oh, it's Christmas. Like, it's fine. It's a good excuse to eat shit and a load of fucking shit, and everyone else is doing it as well. So, we're all in this together. But it gets to New Year's and everyone's on their fitness grind, trying to work off the Christmas pies, whatever the people say. But, if you're going to go from one extreme to the other, it's hard to get back up, but it's hard to keep going when you're doing extremism, which I've spoken about previously. But when you are doing something extreme, it's hard to maintain that. And I don't want anyone to have unrealistic goals after Christmas, because obviously I'm always here to say that you should have unrealistic goals, but it's going to make you feel worse if you set yourself to have this fitness regime or eat this perfect way. It's going to make your binge eating worse, in my own personal experience. You have to just accept it and roll with it. And if you do decide to eat like shit on Christmas and a load of shit on Christmas, so fucking be it. But I'm not going to sit here and say that you should eat a load and then try and not eat a load after, because then that's when the toxic cycle begins. And the healthy habits, let's get into that. Recently, I've started the gym. You could say mentally it is helping me, especially around Christmas. It's helping me with the guilt, but it hasn't helped me with my binge eating. And people will say, fitness gurus will say, but working out will not want to make you eat like shit. Well, let me fucking tell you, Gary, or whoever you are, trying to sell me some protein shakes, that it actually makes it worse, because it does some kind of reverse psychology effect where I'm sitting there, I've just finished a gym workout, let's say, so this is my morning routine. I'll get up, I'll go to the gym on an empty stomach, I'll come home, I'll cook a banging meal, mushrooms, peppers, whatever, you name it, something that's not gonna spike my insulin. And then straight after I'll be like, I'm not satisfied, and I've just done a massive workout. Let's eat some fucking chocolate. Let's just eat a whole fucking box. It turns out to be a whole box. And I wouldn't have eaten that whole box if I hadn't have gone to the gym. Because in my head, I'm not feeling guilty because I've just gone to the gym and I've worked it off. But in turn, I've kind of lost my progress because I've now sat here and eaten more than I would have if I went to the gym. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's bullshit, especially only with binge eating though. Only in running have I ever had the need to not really eat as bad as I would have if I hadn't run. But I think running's a bit different because you feel a lot better. Like, you have so many endorphins, you feel healthy, you feel refreshed after your run. But with the gym, it's kind of like, I'm lifting weights, I'm getting testosterone, like, fuck, like I want to fuck up a bitch. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe that's just me. But anyways, although I will say, when I used to run, I wanted to accumulate more food, but that was because I was exerting so much energy at once. But yeah, I don't know if the gym helps my binge eating, but it definitely helps my mindset at the time anyways. But now I reflect on it, I'm kind of like, but I wouldn't have eaten that if I hadn't have gone to gym. But I don't want to think like that, but I kind of do. I can't help it. But I'm always going to see the glass half empty rather than glass half full. That's just me. But yeah, I don't want you guys to think that the gym is going to solve your binge eating, and it might, but for me personally it hasn't, and I don't want you guys to be let down if it doesn't work and it doesn't work out. I think binge eating is a really complicated and tough thing to get over, and you can definitely get over it by the looks of things in my comments, but people have said that it's taken them ages. It's not something that happens overnight, so don't feel defeated if you haven't overcome something and you keep getting stuck in a cycle, especially after Christmas. And I'm not saying, by the way, when I mentioned the thing earlier about Christmas, I wasn't like trying to bash people for eating loads of shit. I feel like that's maybe what it came across as. I'm just saying that it's a normal fucking thing, and this might be your reason as to why you fell in the trap in the first place. I'm just trying to lay out every possible reason it could be every time I speak about binge eating, because I can't get to the bottom of it myself. Maybe my theory is Christmas is the reason I started binge eating. Because think about it. You go from 0 to 100 real quick. You all of a sudden have all this food that everyone's eating, and the social pressure to eat loads, and on social media there's so much food. Christmas is a marketing scheme anyway half the time, especially with food. You go into a supermarket and they're selling everything just because it has 2 eyes and a mouth and a carrot as a nose. It's a snowman, do you know what I mean? But it's still a cake. So it's not your fault. I'm sitting here telling you it's not your fault, and I tell you this every time with binge eating. Obviously it's your fault to a degree, not really your fault, but you need to take responsibility, but it's not your fault. 90% of it is not your fault. I hope you know that, especially around Christmas. I don't want to be the Grinch. I just think binge eating is the Grinch right now. I'm not the Grinch. I just get fed up because I eat so much shit anyway. And what really gets to me is when I'll say something. So I'll say, oh, fucking hell, I've just eaten half a Yule log. And my friends will go to me, yeah, but it's Christmas. Like, you need it, you deserve it. And it's like, I love you for that, but I feel like I deserve it every single day. You don't see what's behind closed doors. Like, I eat for England. And this is why I feel so guilty. I don't need you telling me it's okay. I want you to tell me it's not okay, because then I'll not fucking eat more than I already do, and I eat loads anyway. So Christmas is an excuse for me to eat double my binge eating and get worse. And then each year it will just accumulate. Do you know what I mean? So this is why I see Christmas as such a scary big thing over food, and it always has been, whether you're a binge eater or not. If you struggle with food in any kind of way, Christmas is fucking scary. It's horrible. There, I said it. Maybe I am a Grinch, but I want you guys to know it's okay, because at the end of the day, we're living and we're breathing. Like, we're not dead. So, like, why can't we just enjoy the luxuries of life? Why can't we just have that bit of chocolate? Why can't we just have it without stressing out? And I just think you're better off eating it than stressing out and not eating it, because you're not winning by doing that. Well, maybe you are, but in different ways. But you know what I mean. Christmas is just for joy, happiness, love, family, But yeah, anyways, I've ranted on long enough, and binge eating has got to me too much that I feel like I'm waffling. So I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm probably going to eat the rest of the Yule log now, low-key. So